It is Dave from Amplify, as you can tell from this ugly noggin, and I am talking to Pete and Coosh. That's what his parents called him, from Who on Earth.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
can you can you believe anyone with a what would we look at that beard, man. That's a beard and a half. All right,
That's
boys.
like
How'd the band come together in New Jersey there back a few years back?
well, yeah. So I guess it was about 5 years ago. Kush can correct me on my details. But Kush and I were playing in a cover band in the Northeast here in the U.S. Playing two, three sets of covers a night for a little bit of money. And after a while, we got sick of doing that, and we said, "Hey, why don't we write our own music?" We felt at the time we weren't hearing a lot of new stuff come out that was, big chorus, good guitar solo, the good like the good old days. So we said, you know what? This seems like a great opportunity for us to maybe fill a void here. Why don't we take a shot at writing some of the songs? I had some songs from my yesteryears and we wrote some new ones and we set out to put 10 songs together. Didn't have a band, it was just he and I. We got Mike Orlando. We got in touch with him. He's from Adrenaline Mob. He's also a producer and engineer. He helped us record the 10 songs, actually, also did all the guitar work on it, which became the first album. And we grabbed a drummer to do the drums for us. So we had an album and we didn't have a band. We didn't have a Facebook page, but we had 10 killer songs. And that's how Who on Earth started.
Wow.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
well,
And it,
you're obviously. I think anyone can tell. Cush has turned his hat around because legally he's not allowed to have two hats promoting the band at the same time.
I
Uh,
like the I like the shade on my face.
you like the shadow guy, but the
I
thing
like the,
the thing I don't get about that is you're both not young, or as in young as in
correct.
the youngest people that we've spoken to here. And
that's right.
a cover band at your age, I would have thought that that would almost be, sacrilegious or something or other. Although I understand that the Italian wedding band is they're always got money. They've got more money. They've got four houses because they get paid every week and they get paid a lot every week. So I understand the principle of it because it makes you a quid and pays the bills. But the purity of it is this because when you were younger, you were original, and then you got to a place where you're just making a quid and paying some bills, and now you're going back to the original stuff.
The cover band stuff was, I mean, and for me in the younger years paid some bills, but in the latter years, it was just because I wanted to be out playing. I wasn't worried about the money. I mean, we're all grown business guys orientated. We have families and everything, and nobody's relying on that money to do anything. That's just kick around
Fun.
money and play
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
You're just going out there because you want to play and you want to be with some bandmates and you want to have a good time.
And
Yeah, that's all
so
the cover band stuff
and
was.
so the evolution of it is to sort of say, okay, we've done this for a while. We're getting older. Let's what else do we want to do? And before we kick it, and let's go back to original and let's go down that path.
Well, you get
Yeah.
tired of playing some of these newer cutter songs. They all sound the same. They all got
They
the
do.
same beat.
They
Everything's
do.
going on. And here we go. We got verse, chorus, and this, and we're going to run through them. And it kind of gets a little boring. And you don't want to wear out all your favorite songs that you've been playing. You don't want to go out there and play them all the time. And
Well,
then there's plenty of songs that we've played that we don't ever want to play
so,
again. We
so
played so many times.
I get it. Did you have to rebuild the fan base, or did the fan base come with you?
No,
Oh
we
no,
had
we
to
had to
start from
rebuild the whole
scratch.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We started
because
from not one Facebook follower,
yeah, I
not
could
one. We didn't even
imagine.
have the page, nothing.
I
So
could
that's the
imagine.
beauty of it. It was for me, it was a little different from Koosh. I had done the original thing, tried to make it and said, screw it, I can't do it. So I went and became an accountant. And then it was like, I miss playing music. So okay, fine, we'll go play Tom Petty and all the bar songs. And then it was like, this doesn't feel right either. Screw it. What do we have to lose?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you're right. Look at,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
55 and Koosh is 55. Why not?
Yeah.
Look at all the big bands out there selling out now. They're all older than we are.
Absolutely. And I think the one good thing about today, there's not many in the music industry, but the one good thing about today is we live in with the podcast era, we live in an authentic era. So people don't mind you coming out and doing your own thing because, basically you know, so long as you're authentic. So you can make it. You just need to turn up and do your thing, whatever your thing is, so you can build it. Absolutely. So in the past 5 years, I think your sophomore album's coming out a bit later. So you've done an album. Have you done much touring, or is that still to come? You
We
caught
haven't
up
done
in
much touring. We've got a shot. We've got six big dates here in the States with
yeah in
Fozzy
May. Yep.
in May. And to us, this album and that tour are all coming at the same time. Actually, the album gets released on the first day of that tour. We're hoping that these past 5 years of sweat and blood and all that kind of stuff and scratching and clawing will be the launching pad for the band to perhaps more in the second half of the year. So we just got to kick ass, do the right
And
thing, play
and
our hearts out.
you
Yeah.
ready to tour, or you got too much business and personal stuff that keeps you from being able to do stuff?
No, we're ready. We're ready
Ready
to
to
go.
roll.
We hope. Yeah, we're
Good
ready to
work.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe your sound?
From the heart,
Listen, yeah,
You,
I
you
would
know,
I would
say,
say, yeah.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Pete.
Kush. No,
All right.
yeah, you
Well,
can tack on.
what
I was going to say,
what I what
we're,
I
we, all-
what I say it's a compilation of everything that's gone through our ears over the years, and a little bit has leaked out. Even though we've done all, Pete's made all this music, the inspiration for the melodies and the lyrics all come from the music. They don't come from anything else. We're not trying to be copycats,
yeah.
And if you hear something that you, oh, I kind of sound like this, we can't help it that it's leaking out and it's in there. I mean, we're not kids. It'd be a different story if you're saying, okay, you're 22-year-old kids and you're going out and you sound like these guys. Well, you're trying to copy them. We're not. This is pure essence of who we are.
But
yeah, we
Ed
are
says,
80s metal, 90s metal. We're 80s and 90s metal with a little, we got to live through all the genres
yeah.
from the beginning and we played them. We were fans of them and they're, like Kush said, we're influenced by all that at a subconscious level. That's what comes out.
But anyone used to the old riff era, you got riffs in your music.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Hang on.
No, I'm saying the modern music, or in the last 20 years, they've sort of don't have as many riffs. You know, in the old
Oh
days,
no.
you had that. You've got them going on.
We got the hooks. We got
Yeah.
the hooks, we got the solos, we got the stamping choruses,
Boom,
we've got all that.
boom. Okay. Uh, It Takes a Village comes out in May. What's it all about? Tell us a bit about this second album.
So
Go
this
for it,
album
Pete.
is, yeah, this album is basically, even though it's our second one, we did have an EP last year. This album is kind of like, this is who on earth. This is going to show the world what we do as far as the diversity of our songs, how every song is different. We've got brand new material. We've taken some of our songs off the debut album, Blame. We've remixed them. We've restructured them. We've even put on some bonus tracks. We put on a cover. We want to give an offering. It's 15 songs of what we can do and what you're going to hear. You're going to hear a movie soundtrack type song. You're going to hear a song that grabs you by the shirt and throws you to the ground. You're going to hear a rock and roll song. You're going to hear an electro mix of one of our old songs. You're going to hear it all. And that's just the beginning.
Okay, and is it inspired by like what are the artists that inspired you, or is it more at this stage more just driven by unique you?
Pure creativity. And it doesn't matter. We weren't looking for any cohesive sound between each song. The song came and we just gave it what we had. It didn't matter what it sounded like as long as it sounded good to us. So as long as it had a good groove and and I could find a melody to sing to it, man, we were all in. I didn't care how it's not heavy enough or it's too
Yeah,
heavy
yeah,
or either
yeah.
direction. Let's have them at it. I mean, we're who on earth? We're going to give you whatever we've got in here.
Okay, what are the signature tracks? Which ones? If I was coming to the album new, and I wanted to find out who on earth were, what tracks would you direct me to?
Well, I don't know how many I could give you, but I would say Vigilance, which is already out, is the opener, and that's the one that really grabs you by the shirt. And that is basically not only a hard driver, but the lyrical content and concept is very typical of us. We're very, forget politics, let's unify as people against the machine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would say definitely Vigilance, and I would point to one of the songs coming out, Good Man Down, another topic of ours that's got more of just a groovy, almost rock feel. And then I would say Shadows, because Shadows brings you back to that 80s metal feel, the Dio, the Maiden, the Queensryche, old Judas Priest. And just those three are going to give you a wild, diversity of the band. And then everything else fills in between. None of the songs sound like the others.
Yeah.
And you can take that to any of our prior releases. I challenge anybody to say, oh, that song sounds like that. Oh, you could tell that. I mean, Kush's voice is very unique and powerful. When you hear his voice, you know it's Who on Earth. But as far as the songs, man, we're crossing genres, and it's just, is it a good song, like Kush said,
So Coosh is the attractive vocalist. Is that
Correct. He's a pretty boy of the band. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can I can I
You
can see
use that word pretty loosely.
I can see why he was chosen, obviously. Yeah. Okay, you
I
got
get
a
more of
tour.
a whoa, not a
Well,
wow.
you got a tour coming up in May, or a mini tour coming up in May. You got
Yeah.
half a dozen dates over there. What are you looking forward to most? Since you haven't been touring a lot, what are you looking forward to? Because I read somewhere the mission is clear to conquer every active hard rock, metal, and classic rock market and deliver an unforgettable live experience. So,
The
what's the
asses in the
unforgettable live
seats,
experience?
being in front of people. That's what I want to do. I want
Yeah.
to, translate the energy of the music and let them know it's not just in the studio made up. It's the real stuff. When we get on stage, we feel this stuff. I mean, it's the energy that we blast out. Pete can't help but move all over the stage. I can't help but get angry and just put it out there.
We had a
Yeah.
band here called Electric Mary who's gone around the world, and
They're great. Love them.
fantastic live band. And Alex used to he was the bass player. He used to jump on a speaker and he'd have a cigarette hanging out of his mouth where he wasn't allowed to smoke, obviously, for the last 20 years. He'd have a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and he's just doing his own thing. And so yeah, you can I look forward to it. We all look forward to that sort of performance because basically, a lot of people do conform these days, or they try and present something. They either go too far or not far enough. So it'll be good to see. Do you have many videos?
Oh, we have a ton. We
Lots.
have a whole channel. Yeah, we've probably done 13 videos already, and we have two out all for this album already. We've put out Any Other Way, the second single we put out on Friday. So already two new videos from the album are out.
So people will be able to
Um,
check those out. Yep.
yeah, so check those out. We've done a couple covers. We've got a pretty robust video channel.
Good work. All right. If you could perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose and why?
Well, let me get out of the way, Kush, because for me, it's Iron Maiden. That's my band. Steve Harris is the reason I picked up the bass, and even as a co-leader of the band with Kush, I actually emulate or look to Iron Maiden, and everything they've done is a great model
Mate,
for how to play.
I interviewed Chris Cafaro, who was their photographer for a year. He lived with them for a year.
Oh
So
wow!
yeah, he did the George Michael Faith album
Oh
cover.
yeah!
So he's
Oh
he's
yeah!
really he's really well known. So yeah, Iron Maiden, yeah, massive.
Yes,
Kush,
gotta go big.
I know because I've been with him lately. I would say, or not with him, but we last performance. So I would like to go with the Rival Sons. They've got that similar energy and they have got their own new style and everything. They're just crisp, and they're very, they're great to watch. And you can see that they're enjoying what they're doing. That's why I think I'm up there. It's not just about performance, but there's true enjoyment in what they're doing on stage.
okay, long-term aspirations. I say this, obviously you're in the US, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure long-term aspirations are really something that anybody should discuss over there because I'm not sure ICE might come around tomorrow and decide to, go America rather than overseas. But Do you still have what are the long term? Because you haven't been going for a long time. What are those? You must have quite a few aspirations that you're hopeful of achieving. Touring, obviously, being one. Probably playing, especially overseas. I would say that would be a massive sort of
Well, you want to answer for
experience.
us?
Well, sorry, I
Yeah,
was just going to
that's.
say.
I think you answered the.
You
You
got,
answered
you
the.
ask
I'm
the
just
question and
thinking.
answer it.
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
experientially. If I was 55 and I was sort of, had a few years and I was just starting, that whole process would be a bigger blast than if I was doing it at 20 and having that experience, because I'd sort of know how to experience it. So I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you tell us what your
Yeah.
long-term aspirations are.
Well, you pretty
No, I
much
think
said
you
it. I
nailed
mean,
it.
we want to
Yeah.
hit Europe and definitely would like to see if we could get down to see you too.
Yeah, well, we're massive fans. We are massive fans, but Europe's obviously the harder metal. You go over there and you'd have a ball. You'd be popular, absolutely. So I just
Yeah. Well,
punt
yeah.
it.
Australia, as far as active monthly listeners, is top three for us. So
Yeah,
as far as like not the most number of listeners, but of the listeners,
yeah,
they're the
yeah,
most active. So we know there's a fan base there and Europe. Yeah. It's getting in front of people. That's the whole goal of everything we're doing is to get eyeball to eyeball and hopefully travel. If the world, I mean, right now, who the hell knows who's going to be able to travel
yeah.
where right now?
My God,
Hopefully the dust settles and
planes won't
yeah,
have petrol, so I'm not sure
yeah.
who's gonna do what. Trust the accountant too to know exactly where the numbers are coming from. So that's what's the best thing about performing to a live audience?
Hey, Koosh.
Because you even as
Looking
a
out at
cover
the
band.
fans and seeing the smiles on their faces. One of the triggers too now is when you see them get their phones out. You know you're doing a good act when they're pull their phones out and they start recording you or taking pictures. You know you're doing your job.
Big,
Because if
big.
the phone don't come out of the pocket, I don't think they're not really India. Unless they're so India that they forget about the phone. But that's yeah, who forgets about their phones nowadays?
Boom, boom. All right, let's have some quick fire stuff because the fans love some of the answers to these questions. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? Most
Band
people,
wise?
most people don't answer it actually. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? Most people are drawn to something that's probably illegal and they probably don't answer it for that reason. But have you done something crazy you can talk about?
I mean, for me, it was skydiving because I'm so afraid of heights.
Oh my God. How did
Yeah.
you do it then if you're afraid of heights?
I was dating a woman at the time and I didn't want to look like a big wimp. So I did it and I was scared shit. And it was tandem. So the guy was on my back and he basically pushed my ass out of the plane.
Would
So,
you do it? Would you
I
do it
could brag
again?
about it.
Would you do it
No,
again?
no, never.
So it reinforced all the fears that you had.
Yeah, yeah.
Kush?
But I can brag about it. Yeah.
I would say for me is when we were me and a bunch of buddies when we were in our mid 20s, we took a boat from West Palm Beach over to Great Abacos, Bahamas, and on the way back, the weather turned on us, and instead of going back to the Bahamas, we went back all the way to West Palm,
Oh my
and we were
goodness.
in seas so bad that it ripped the console right off of the
Oh
damn
my
off the
goodness.
boat. So
Scary
yeah,
stuff.
that was kind of crazy.
Scary
Yeah,
stuff. The water can do that.
yeah.
What's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
Music.
Fishing,
What was that? Sorry, Kush?
fishing.
Fishing. There you go. The boat from in your 20s. What's the thing you like most about yourself? That beard would have
Sense
to
of
come
humor.
close. Sense of
Sense of
humor.
humor.
Yeah, that beard would have to come close, Kush.
For me, I'd say my forgiveness.
Your forgiveness. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm glad, just in case I asked some of the wrong questions here. Um, all right, here's to finish with. We're going to do some favorites. These can be all time or they can be current, whatever you choose. Favorite album?
Oof. Peace of mind. Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
Hysteria.
By
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
oh, Def Leppard.
Def
Of course.
Leppard.
Favorite artist,
Iron Maiden.
of course. You're the second person this week actually that's done that.
The Police.
Yeah. Gee, that's dated. Favorite movie,
Amadeus.
Damn. Favorite movie. Goodfellas.
oh yeah, it's a top movie. So's Amadeus. Favorite place to visit, the Bahamas. Would have to be pretty cool, but I know it's 30 years ago. But
Bahamas are beautiful.
Too expensive now.
no, too expensive. Yep.
Visit often, or that I have visited.
These are your answers. You can say whatever you want. You can say next door. You can say whatever you
Ireland.
want to say. Ireland, which is cool.
Ireland.
I'm going to go with Spain.
Spain.
Barcelona.
When I was over there in the 80s, I went up to Scotland just over the border, and we were there. We were buying some knitwear, and we went to this, like, I don't know, it was like a warehousey type arrangement, but it was on a country property, and it was connected to the house. And so the warehouse was shut. So we knocked on the door, and the guy comes out, tall guy. He says, no problem. He walks down to the warehouse and opens it up, and it's like a shop, like a Kmart type thing, with only knitwear and all this sort of stuff. And he's got a big counter in the middle, and he's got his one wood, and he's in the middle of the counter, and all he's doing is he's swinging his one wood while we're going around for half an hour looking at product, and we buy product. He shuts the door, he goes back up to his house, and I thought to myself, they don't die of heart attacks in Scotland. Yeah, what a cool place. Ireland's the same. Ireland's the same. They don't. There's no stress there. You go down the pub. The only thing you got to do over there is fight. Favorite venue
And talk. Yeah, oh man, they talk.
and talk. Favorite venue to play. Although you
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. There you go.
Yeah.
Pick a small one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll double down on that.
Favorite food.
Sushi.
Pizza.
Looks like the opposite. I would have thought Coosh would go the pizza and you'd go the sushi, actually. Favorite drink.
Water.
Coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Water's good too. Favorite person in history, apart from me.
Yeah.
Gotta go. I will say Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness,
Wow.
it's a big one.
It's tough to top
Who-
that one.
Who did he play for?
Either Bethlehem or Jerusalem. I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. If I was a car
I'll
player.
take a pass on that one. I can't even think anybody.
Dad? No. Mum? Brother?
Which dad? My mom was married 5 times.
Really?
Too many to choose from.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Kush, we've got to get together for an hour talk about bloody consciousness. And, we're going back and we'll find which one you hated, which one you loved. We'll have you crying in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds great.
All right,
We'll write
man.
a song right through it.
Actually, we'll
I'll
write
take the
write
under
an
on
album.
that.
Forget about a song. We'll write an album.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to tell me that either of you are clean skins. You've got tattoos, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite tattoo?
Oof.
That's cool, isn't it? That's cool.
Big old microphone with all my daughter's names on it, all in music.
Really well done. Really well done.
Thank you.
Jeez, I don't know. I have a whole mural story of my life on my body. I don't know what's my favorite.
How do those conservative people over there deal with tattoos on the accountant? Obviously, you wear long sleeve shirts.
Of course, yes. Collared long sleeve shirts.
Because it's a
Yes.
pretty opinionated sort of process when you turn up to business for a meeting, and they have that sort of stuff.
When he
All
means accounting, he's a barista, makes change.
Okay, so we're done. We're done.
We're
But
done.
let's just recap. You got
Yep.
the
Speed
album.
round done.
You got the album coming out in May.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's
Yep.
called It Takes the Village.
Correct.
You got to,
Yep.
because anybody in the American area, we actually have we've probably got more people overseas than here for the site. For anybody in the area, you've got some dates coming up in May, some dates over there in the west before you go on extensive world tours in the coming years,
Yes.
and you got lots of videos that they could check you out with, and
Yes.
they can follow you all
Yep.
over the place, and
Yeah.
they're who on earth. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Boom,
boys.
boom. Thank you, brother.
Have a great time. Thanks for your time today, and we'll
Yeah,
get.
Thank
thank
you.
you, David.
Thank you, Pete and Kush. Good luck
No,
with
thank you, David.
with the album and the tour, and I look forward to following you for the next. Because we're all in our 50s, so I look forward to following you for the next 20 years.
Thank you, brother.
Look
Thank you.
forward
And
to
thank you
hearing
to your
back from you.
listeners. Thanks for having us.
All the best. See you guys.
All right. See you, buddy.
Bye.